We actually got together in memory of a friend of ours, someone who had been like a mother to us, and she passed away from cancer, and we put on a show with all of the kids in the dance school at the time, and we got all of the boys together, and it was the first time this package called Diversity came together, and we kind of all put on these black tracksuits, and we did the opening to a show as a dance crew, and that moment was really important for us. It was the defining moment for Diversity to actually come together in the same outfit with me as a choreographer and say, this is the moment we're going to dance together as a group. And it went down really well, and from that moment onwards we decided just to roll it out and try our luck at different shows, events and competitions, and things have gone really well. Leading up to Britain's Got Talent, Diversity had been performing at fashion shows, small events produced by my mum and dad, who have a production company all around the country. They were still professional events, but they were small. We'd entered various competitions. We'd actually become the UK street dance champions just before we entered Britain's Got Talent, and everything was fairly fresh to us, and we were fairly new to the scene. But we started to get some inquiries, and we started to get people interested in saying, oh, who are these guys? They're doing something a little bit different. And it was actually someone who spotted us from Britain's Got Talent, a producer walking through a shopping centre, saw us dancing and said, why don't you come and enter? And the rest is history. People always ask me if I ever thought we could actually win Britain's Got Talent. And when I think back to it now, I think that the key to it was actually not really considering winning. I didn't ever really think about winning. Especially back then, when I was 19, 20, I really just lived in the moment of what I was doing, and I wanted that particular performance to be right. I wanted that particular moment to be right. And I really did just take it in steps. Obviously you think, oh, it might be nice if you win, it's £100,000, but that genuinely wasn't my kind of overriding thought. It was just about making each performance as good as it could be. And it wasn't until I was standing there in the final, and we were down to the final two with Susan Boyle, that I thought, this might just happen. We might just win. And then I thought, no, we won't. Turn around to the boys, and you might actually see the shot on the show. I actually turned around and said, boys, like, this is like winning. This is Subo. We're not going to beat Susan Boyle. She's like the most famous person in the world, but we've come second. Congratulations. And then Ant and Dex say, Diversity. And the papers the next day just captured the emotion perfectly. That was it. One interesting aspect of Diversity is what everybody sees on the surface, the performances, the shiny floor TV shows. But what a lot of people don't see behind the scenes is the awful amount of hard work that goes into not only keeping it together, but keeping it functioning and leading and managing that many voices, that many personalities. Because at the end of the day, we are a group. And for a group to stay together for what is the best part of 10 years now and keep that machine running smoothly and making it, not only cohesive, but making it work harmoniously is actually a real challenge, because everyone's got their own ideas, their own plans, everyone's got their own mortgage, everyone's got their own lives. But we have to come together every single day, and we have to function as a group that will support each other and work together. And I'm at the helm of that. I'm the person that has to hold it together and has to lead the group. And so I had to very quickly learn how to be a good leader and how to treat people well and how to show people respect. And I think because we don't have a record label and because we don't have anybody that is doing anything for us, nobody writes our music or nobody choreographs our routines, nobody tells us where to go and what to do and how to dress. We genuinely do it ourselves between me and the boys and some of the boys' mums who still make our outfits and my mum who manages the group. We really are a family operation. And so I think it's impossible not to stay grounded, because we see all of the hard work and we are a part of all of the hard work that makes it happen. And so the more success we have, what that means to us is the harder we have to work. So technically, the bigger Diversity gets, the more humble And the harder we have to work and the more humble we have to be. And so I think that, being a leader of a group like that, keeping everyone together and keeping everyone on the straight and narrow, keeping everyone working towards the same goal, has become second nature to me. It has become a habit, but it's something that is really important and really necessary, and it's something that people probably never, ever get to see from the outside. Personally, for me, gaining trust and respect as a leader is listening to people, taking on board everything people have to say, and not smothering something and not trying to impose your will on something, because it would be very easy for me to walk in and say, this is what we're doing, this is how we're doing it, stand over there, stand there, turn around, and no one would like me, no one would respect me. They'd listen to me, but respect is the key word. And I think that if you lead people and it continuously pays out and it continuously works, and you do your job well and you treat them with respect and you listen to them, they'll respect you back. And when they respect you back, like the boys respect me, then things are kind of have a way of just rolling into each other. Momentum builds. They listen, they respect me, I listen, I respect them. And at the same time, I work very hard to do my job well, lead them in the right direction, and actually make sure that when I say something's going to happen, it does. So there are no false promises. Everything I say, I try to make happen, or I work until I can't work anymore. And if they see that and they see me putting everything in, they'll give it back to me. So I think it is about communication, it's about trust, and it is about listening and respecting one another. People ask me a lot about creativity and innovation, and I think what helps me and the boys keep what we do fresh is that I don't think about it from that point of view. Every single time we go to create a show, whether it be in the multiple arenas around the country, whether it be in another country for that matter, or if it's a really small private event, for me, it doesn't matter. What I'm trying to do is evoke an emotion in the people watching. And so every single show, every single moment, every single event, I sit there and think to myself, what is it I'm trying to say? What is it these people want to see? What is it they want to feel when they watch diversity? Do they want to laugh? Do they want a festival? Do they want to jump up and down with their hands in the air? Do they want to have fun? Do the kids want to jump on stage with us? The people want to cry. The people want to go through a whole range of emotions as if they were watching a West End show. It's as if they were watching a movie. Why do people go to the cinema? The cinema doesn't change its kind of function. It's a dark room and you watch a film. And the films, they work because they make you feel a certain way. There are certain genres that do the same thing every time. People go to watch a film and they'll make you laugh, they'll make you cry, they'll make you scared. And that's exactly what I do with the group. I try to think to myself, what am I trying to make these people feel today? What do I want them to take away? And once I put my finger on what I want the audience to take away, I create from there. And when you're immersed in popular culture, with Twitter and social media and YouTube nowadays, as long as you kind of, keep your eye on things, you stay current, you stay relevant, and you continuously try to evolve what you do, staying fresh becomes just, it comes naturally. I think the most important thing is just always putting your finger on what you're trying to make your audience feel and what you want them to take away from your performance. I think one of the hardest challenges that I've had to overcome personally is the fine line between diversity and Ashley Banjo, because they are two separate things, and from the outside they obviously work in conjunction with each other, and it's natural and it is completely. But over the years, I suppose keeping a group together and being an effective leader of one means that I have to sometimes really pay attention to what I'm doing separately, because I can be doing a TV show one moment, I can be being asked to choreograph for somebody else one moment, I could be creatively directing a show over here. And actually I think to myself, well, I had to kind of understand and realise what my role and what part of the puzzle I brought to diversity, and then understand that as Ashley Banjo, I still take a big chunk of that brand and that identity with me. And so working between the two as a leader between Ashley and diversity and making them work together harmoniously has probably been the biggest challenge for me so far, but it's working well, and I think that it does only work well because the relationship with the boys is so good, and where I go, they go, we stick together, we work together. But no, every day it's a challenge to kind of find the balance between the two. Dream, Believe, Achieve is exactly what it says on the tin. It starts up here, and a lot of people are their own worst enemies because they dream it or they think it, and somehow, somewhere along the kind of thought process, they tell themselves they can't. And that is the belief part of it. And it's not arrogance or cockiness, it's saying to yourself, I can and I will find a way to do this. And that's where I think diversity do it really well. If I think of something, I say to the boys, this is going to look hard, it might sound crazy, but we can do it. And they respect me enough and trust me enough to say, all right, let's give it a go. And we do it, and then we achieve it. And it literally is as simple as that. And we think to ourselves, if we can do this, and we can say, we can be a dance group to win a competition and be selling hundreds of thousands of tickets around the country in all the big arenas and doing what we love to do for a living with our best friends. If we can do that, then other people can achieve their dreams. And so that is literally Dream, Believe, Achieve in a nutshell.